Hi, let's discuss the property profile pages, also known as estate pages, within the ARE Realty Real Estate CRM system. This allows you to look at the details of any property, whether it's on the market or off the market. Every property can have its own specific, unique estate page. We're going to be looking at the partner side of the CRM, which has some unique features compared to the client end. So right now we're looking at our map, and we can either access the properties from the map page, our property favorites. We can click to a safe search to go back to those results, or review our listings if we have our real estate license number associated with our account and our verified account. Here we'll notice several properties available on the right hand side, or we can click on the map. There are several different property types, such as single-family homes, condos and co-ops, or duplexes and triplexes. You also have some unique features on a property page when you compare them. Let's take a look at a property here. This property is currently withdrawn, meaning the last status was it was listed for sale on the MLS, and then it was withdrawn by the agent and the seller. Here we can see the property address, 1647 Crescent Place. We could view the images associated with the property, if any. We could also upload images on this page as well. We can see some basic details if they are available, such as 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 3,108 square feet. We can read the description for the property, or we could add our own unique description. We could also log some actions. We'll get to these in a second. Let's continue looking at some of the other characteristics of this property. Here we can see the import status, or the lead status. This would be internally within your team. This is great for tracking properties that you're prospecting. For example, if we just called this homeowner and they expressed some interest in this property being sold and possibly having them help us with it, we might consider this a hot lead. Here, we could select it as a hot lead, and it will then change the pin color on the map. This allows us to view our hot leads easily so we can efficiently follow up. Here we'll see the property status, which is the withdrawn status here. We could also add this property to a group for better characterization on our end to track this property. We could create groups if you're an account owner of the CRM, and then you could select what group to add it to, or we could modify the property type. The property characteristics have some certain details associated with this property, such as the site address, the property zoning, the year built, APN number, property ID, this is the ID within our system, number of units, here it should show 1, but this is great for multi-units, bedrooms, bathrooms, lot size, lot acres if available, and any other additional details that may be available. The listing details would be specific to the last time it was listed for sale. So here we can see that it was last listed and updated January 13th of 2021. So this was recently taken off the market, actually today. Here we can see that it was last updated or originally posted in March. So it was on the market for 9 months, which was a good amount of time. They were originally listed for 5.3, and they never budged on that price, which is probably a reason why it didn't sell. We could also see who that listing agent was, the broker associated with that, and if there's another one or any disclosures or other details that were associated with that MLS listing. Property owners are unique to each individual's account. Here we can either do an owner lookup function, which is available here. If we don't have a property owner's name or email or phone number, that will attempt to find one. or we could manually enter it here, and we could attach multiple owners, multiple phone numbers associated with this property, and emails. If there's a tax billing address added, this will be the default shipping address if you're using actions such as emails, direct mail, or other functions such as that. Featured image section allows us to manually upload images so we can have them here as the feature image. We can then manage the images we've uploaded in this section as well. Files and attachments would be associated with our own account as well, and it allows us to upload files that we may want to refer back to later, or files that if we list the property listing for sale, it'll be available on the client end for them to access. We could also share this property if we want to share this with anyone or on our social networks, and we could see some additional amenities. Here we can also copy the link, which would be a public link with our unique partner agent referral code. And then I could use that link to open up the client side and share this link with our clients if we wanted to show it to anyone that had some interest. And we'll show up as the agent for that property here. We can also track notes associated with that property. This is great if you're door knocking or farming a specific area. For example, you could say that you had a conversation with the owner, or you could log a call if there's a phone number associated with this account. Let's take a look at a property that does have a phone number and email associated with it. If we're back on our map, we can go to our filters, and we'll look at properties that have phone numbers and emails for the owner within our account. Great. So now you can see we have several areas that have phone numbers. We can click on one here as an example. This one's currently off market, so it's great for farming and tracking. And now you can see that some of these actions are available. So if we click call, we can either call via browser, by phone. We can add this property to one of our call lists. We could add it to a do not call list. We could view our scripts that we've created, the templates, or we could log call. Here, this is great if we've manually called the owner and talked to them. We could put it as a contact or no contact, choose the phone number that we called, and enter a note. This will then show up on the timeline below. If we have a cell phone number associated with it, we could also text that number as well. Or we could send an email or direct mail to the property. Here we can send mail using letters, postcards, or create a label for a package. We could also log a visit, which is very similar to logging a call. Here we could say that we had a missed visit, no one answered, we went to that address. Here are the notes for the visit. Great. We can also see the owner details here on the right hand side. You can see the home phone, cell phone, or we could click to compose an email. Now we can see that that note I wrote for the visit shows up here on the timeline below. We can also add an appointment, create a showing if it's an on-market property, add an action plan, which will create a number of calls, texts, emails, and direct mail messages that will automate for this property, or we could add it to a market alerts. If we want to link a property to a contact, such as they're the owner of the property or they were a lead inquiring to a property, we click on link property, search for the contact within our system, Select the type, whether it's owner, tenant, buyer, or lead. And now we can refresh this page, and we'll be able to scroll down to the link contact section, and we could see that that contact is associated with this. We could always remove that contact here, or we could click on the contact to see more details. This is a great way to track leads for each listing type. We can do the same with staff members too. If we want to associate several people to have access to the notes and owner details of this property, we could add multiple staff members onto this property or change the settings within the team page. One section that's available only on commercial or multifamily properties with income would be the financial section. Let's take a look at properties that are fourplex, and we'll remove our requirements for phone and email. I also only want to see ones that are on the market for sale. And I'll do one more filter where we have a cap rate. Great. Let's take a look at this property here. Here we have 853 North June Street. They're asking $3,595,000. Here I can see the listing agent. I could see his phone number, cell phone, or if I click this, I'll be able to create an email. I can see some of my functions are now limited because this is an active property on the MLS as well. Unless I'm the listing agent, some functions will be limited. We also see a new tab called the Operating Financials. Here we can see the unit mix, if they've entered that, the current rents, the pro forma rents, and the current cap rate. So this is a 5.3% cap rate. A net income of $190,000. Obviously this would be without a mortgage and management fees. But if I wanted to now share this with my client, it's very easy to do so. I could just come down here and either click the share email and enter a single email address here with a message, or I can just copy the link and send him this link, which will open up to the front end page, and I'll ensure that my link is specific using my referral code, so it recognizes it comes from me and will show me as the only agent within that link. And as my client browses through other properties, I'll consistently show up as the property agent to service my client. So I don't have to fear about losing that client because another agent's appearing as they browse. This should give you a quick overview on the estate page.